Hello, Internet. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us on Major League Baseball. Who's hot, who's not, and what records have been broken. All that and more. My name is Darren. That is AJ, and this is the DNA Sports Recap.
Roll the intro.
But first, before we get into content, we'd like to say a special thank you to our subscribers by giving away $500. 5 of our subscribers are each going to get $100. That's going to be from us as a way of saying thank you to our subscribers for tuning in and watching our videos. So once this channel is monetized, we're going to go ahead and give that away. So make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for more. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into a little bit of Major League Baseball, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
So the Anaheim Angels have definitely thrown in the towel here, which is surprising to see because we actually, on a previous episode, mentioned how we thought that they won the trade deadline because they're basically trying to show Shohei Ohtani that, hey, you know, we're putting together a winner, we're pushing our chips in the middle, we're trading for the best pitcher available at the deadline and all this different stuff with Lucas Giolito and all that. So,
and then what happened, Darren?
It all fell apart.
Well, there's big reason why it all fell apart. Shohei got hurt.
I like your enthusiasm for Shohei Ohtani and his ability to impact the team. But I'll remind you, this is like his 8th season, and they have yet to make the playoffs with Shohei Ohtani on their roster. So, as much as I would love to say that that's the reason why this happened, the team just did not perform well after they made those acquisitions.
Yeah, all
the acquisitions did not go well. Lucas Giolito did not play well. Hunter Renfroe, they put 6 players on waivers.
Yeah. So the waiver, that's like inverse of the current standings, right? And then the worst team gets a chance to claim a player off of waivers and then move through. So every player pretty much has the same thing. I was going to ask you, do you think any of these players that the Angels just put up are going to be claimed off waivers?
Yes, I believe that a lot of them can make a difference. So Lucas Giolito was actually the starting pitcher, the star of their trade deadline acquisitions.
Right. He was the big name that they actually acquired to continue moving this team forward with Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, exactly. So he was a starting pitcher. He was from the White Sox, and he just has not performed well. He's gotten lit up there in Anaheim, LA of Anaheim.
Same thing.
No! It's not the same thing. They're not in LA. Don't let anybody tell you different. But yeah, so he's not had a good time in an Angels uniform. He was actually surprised to be on the waivers list, but honestly, the way he's performed, I'm not surprised at all. You also have relievers Matt Moore and Ronaldo Lopez. Ronaldo Lopez was also part of that trade deal with the White Sox to bring him over as well. Obviously, not performing well. Randall Grichuk was another one of their trade deadline deals, also on the waiver list. Hunter Renfroe and Dominic Leone all on the offer block there for the Angels.
So wait, the way that I read this on the waivers claim is that since they're already past the August 1st deadline for trades, the Angels don't receive any compensation, even if another team claims them, because they're past the trade deadline already. So they pretty much go into the waiver block, and then as soon as another team picks them off waivers, the Angels, they don't get anything back for them. It's just a huge salary dump for the Angels. And as long as they're picked up by September 1st, every player is still eligible for the playoffs.
Right. So if all 6 players that the Angels put down are all claimed off of waivers, that's $7 million in salary that they're going to get in relief in the final month of the season, which puts their payroll beneath the $233 million, which puts it below the competitive tax balance. Basically, this is them throwing the white towel. They actually are making moves now based off the fact that they don't think they're going to be able to re-sign Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
So interesting. What do you think about all of this?
I kind of hope Ohtani stays with the Angels. I don't think he will, but I kind of hope he does. I mean, he picked the Angels for a reason. For all the stuff that we've talked about in the previous episode. Make sure you check it out. We've talked about why Ohtani, picked the Angels in the first place. He obviously had a ton of options. I mean, I hope he stays there. I really like players that have loyalty to a team, that gives them an opportunity, and continues to pay, and especially helps them in a situation that is wouldn't maybe work for any other player. Like, I hope he stays. I don't think he does. I think he probably finds somewhere that anyone's going to pay him the same amount of money. But
speaking of which, with him tearing his UCL, do you think this affects his free agent value?
Unfortunately, I do not. I think he's still Shohei Ohtani. He's still one of the most talented men playing any sport on the planet. This is a second Tommy John surgery, though, right?
Yeah, technically, he doesn't even have to go for Tommy John surgery yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't see a way that doesn't happen. There's, like I said, it's not a complete rip. It's a tear. It's a stress of that.
Okay.
He technically could just rehab it during the offseason and see if he can get it back. But honestly, I don't think there's a way you can avoid Tommy John surgery on this one. So basically, if he has Tommy John surgery now, by next season, he'll be available to basically just DH and just be a hitter. for all of next season.
I mean, how fun would that be? Especially when the dude's a crazy hitter like he is. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
but it does change the narrative a little bit.
And it does change your value, but I think any team is still going to see the value in Ohtani in the future, right? If you can sign him to any contract, even if he's just DHing for you, knowing that he's on a rehab program and you're going to get back the star pitcher that he is in future years, I think you're still going to pay that man any kind of money you can. So
yeah, I do think that this does change the narrative a little bit. I don't think you're going to see a bidding war where it breaks $600 million. I think this is going to clearly. I do think before that there's potential for him to get $600 million in a contract for anywhere from 10 to 12 years. I don't think that happens now. This brings the spotlight back to him and his health. This is not the first time Shohei Ohtani's been hurt. He has had several seasons where he wasn't able to pitch and hit in the same season. So I think this kind of shines a little bit more light on that and kind of reminds teams like, okay, we have Shohei Ohtani is an elite at both positions, and we may get 3 or 4 years of him being elite at both positions, but this is not going to be something he's going to be doing forever. So I do think this brings it kind of back to quote unquote down to earth, which which I still think he's going to be the highest paid baseball player of all time. I think he's going to be the highest paid professional athlete in North American sports. I still think he's going to be around getting paid around $500 million, $550 million on the contract.
Largest contract record, yeah.
But I do see this kind of does put that back in people's memory that, you know, this guy isn't inhuman.
Yeah, I mean, he is human.
Speaking of which, that also brings up to my other point is that also Mike Trout went back onto the IL as well with a wrist injury. Which kind of that's my catalyst that snowball all this. They announced him going back on IL, then all of a sudden Shohei Ohtani goes out with an injury.
I mean, it just tells the Angels, like, you know, we've got our two studs. They're both kind of, you know, they're both hurting. It's time to maybe take a step back. We'll see if we can get out of, you know, some of this payroll and just, you know, start looking forward to next year at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I still think to wrap up the Shohei Ohtani thing, I think the most likely he is going to be back with the Angels next year. I honestly feel like that he's going to put the position he's in with them over a lot of other considerations. He has said, a lot of people close to him have said winning is the most important thing, because by now he actually wanted to have a World Series win underneath his belt, and he hasn't had one yet. Yeah. So I think that's going to be the key driver for him to seek something else. I'd say if it's not the Angels, I think he wants in San Francisco with the Giants.
Close. He's going to stay close to home in California, huh?
I think so. I think he's going to stay on the West Coast in California. I don't think he signs with the Dodgers, because I think the Giants got in big time to try and land free agents. They tried to land Aaron Judge or Arson Judge for all my baseball fans out there. You know exactly what that one is. But they swung for Aaron Judge, missed. They signed Carlos Correa, then backed out. So they're going to go hard after Shohei Ohtani, and I think they're going to give every penny we're going to give Aaron Judge and then more to try and get Shohei Ohtani out of an Angels uniform. I think the Dodgers are going to make a run for it. They're going to make him a fair offer. Definitely make him the highest paid player in baseball, but I don't think he ends up with LA with the real LA team. Yes, I said it. But I think he's more likely to stay with the Angels or potentially go with the Giants. That's my guess. Did you ever hear about the Billy Beane famous statement about the pitchers?
No.
There's only two type of pitchers out there.
Good ones and bad ones?
No, those who have had Tommy John surgery and those who are going to have Tommy John surgery.
Yep.
All right. Well, once again, folks, thank you for watching this episode of the DNA Sports Recap. As a reminder, we are doing that giveaway. Once this channel is monetized, we are going to be giving the first $500 that we earned in AdSense revenue back to subscribers. 5 subscribers are each going to earn $100 as our thank you for supporting the channel and watching our videos. So much appreciated.
Yep. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Keep commenting. We love interacting with you guys. It's been super fun. You guys are getting more and more, and we've definitely really enjoyed it.
Once again, folks, this is available as a podcast. So if you are watching the end card to the link to the actual full episode will be on that side. And it's also available as audio only wherever you find your podcasts.
Yep. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Again, we're giving that money away, and we'd love to give it to you.
Once again, folks, my name is Darren. That is AJ, and this has been the DNA Sports Recap.
Till next time.